What is up, NYJohn here. I'm casting this match of G1 League. This is a game from earlier today, MUFC versus Flash Esports. And we have the second match of the set. I believe they're best of twos. And they do it kind of similar, vaguely similar to soccer setups or football, if you're European. And if they tie, they each get 1 point. If someone wins, they get 3. Loser gets 0. So that explains the lack of knowledge I have as to the actual format of this league, but that doesn't stop me from watching the games and covering the content myself. We can see what heroes are selected already. In fact, let's go through the bans first before this finishes off. We see Batrider was taken out, as well as Bounty Hunter, Tinker, Night Stalker, and Chen by MUFC. Meanwhile, Flash was taken out Nagasar and Darkseer, Templar Assassin, Invoker, and Slardar. And the picks for MUFC have been Nature's Prophet, Rubik, Brewmaster, and Jakiro. That leaves Flash with Queen of Pain, Leshrac, Sand King, Chaos Knight, and Shadow Demon. A lot of strong heroes have made their way into this game. Jakiro was banned out in the second stage last game. We'll see him play it on MUFC, a hero that a lot of people are already getting tired of because of his huge power and viability. Nature's Prophet, you don't see him as often as we did. Of course, that's in reference to the times where he was essentially first pick, first ban worthy. And it's nice to see a hero fall off from that, and now it's more refreshing to see him come into play instead of whereas at one point it was, oh, Nature's Prophet. So that's good. And Queen of Pain, of course, we saw in the last matchup, played by Flash as well. AWA was on him. He didn't really manage to get going, though, and it definitely was a concern, but this is a lineup that's going to help him get going that much more effectively in the early stages of the game, as we see Chaos Knight, Sand King, Leshrac, Shadow Demon. These are all early game powerhouse heroes. No real big risk on this team right now, except for the fact that it looks like Sand King is going to be soloing a long lane unless they run duos and throw Queen of Pain in the long. This is going to be interesting to see how they lane, but really early game oriented. And for MUFC, they finish up with a Venomancer. So two great supports in Venomancer and Jakiro. Add on Brewmaster, Rubik, and Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet probably going to take up the long lane. We'll see another solo Rubik. And Brewmaster going to get his own tri-lane. Of course, that could change up in a number of ways. We'll see what they actually want to work out. So MUFC versus Flash, Game 2. Thank you for joining me. I'm NYJohn. If you're watching this, you're on my YouTube channel, so please be sure to subscribe me, as well as leave a comment, any kind of criticism, or whatever you want to say on the video. If you want to say something privately, you can email me at nyjohntv@gmail.com. But this game is about to get underway, so let's turn our focus to the game. Heroes have been selected. The game is paused. I mentioned already this is a replay cast, so I'm going to fast forward through pauses because I don't like them. And here we go. We're going to go. And now, for MUFC, we have Ken playing the Brewmaster. We have Oe on top of the Rubik once again. Net's going to be playing the Venomancer. Sharky on Nature's Prophet. That leaves Ling to round up the lineup on Jakiro. Meanwhile, for Flash, we have DSF playing the Sand King. Awa on the Queen of Pain once again. We have Heng KY on Shadow Demon. And Awesome on Chaos Knight. That leaves the Straggler MLG22 on Leshrac. And they're smoking and going towards the top lane very aggressively. Meanwhile, MUFC making a full rotation towards his bottom lane. So Sharky's going to be in that top lane solo in all likelihood. They're running an aggressive tri-lane towards the bottom. Let me get rid of this little screen and bring up the helpful little screens. And they're not going to find anyone here. So this is a typical opening for a lot of teams. Getting the smoke in here, coming through, able to get down a couple of these wards, block off the pull if they want to, or put in a deep ward. I'm not sure how they're running this. If they're running their own aggressive tri-lane, this is going to be very tough for Nature's Prophet. So we'll see where Sand King is going to end up as well. That should really give us a good indication of what they want the setup to look like. They're leaving only Shadow Demon up here for the moment, but that's a support Shadow Demon, so that will not last. Chaos Knight picking up an early Magic Stick, so expecting to be up against that Venomancer, trying to make the most out of those Plague Wards that they're spammed down for the pushing effort. And, of course, will help as well against things like the Ice Path and Breathe Fire. We do see DSF is going to be rotating towards the bottom lane. In fact, he's going to run into Twin-Headed Dragon and Brewmaster and have to back off quickly before they jump on him. That would have been a huge error. DSF taking the unsafe path. It's much more safe to, of course, make his way back and go to the lane that way. However, he may have been wary of the fact that there could have been a lane ward, which there is. So both ways seem to be a little bit unsafe. However, now we see both supports thinking about coming middle and going for an early gank here. Rubik has not selected a skill, so he can take telekinesis up early if they want to try and set it up on Queen of Pain. No, it looks like the supports are going to rotate towards top once they realize it's an aggressive tri lane coming out from the Radiant team. The Dire are responding. Treants in the jungle are going to spot off the support heroes that are looking to find an opening on Sharky early on. He's getting some last hits here, actually doing a decent job picking up that early last hit. And Sharky is going to be tri-laned up, and this is going to be an interesting look. I think they're going to have to try and switch this as soon as possible. Sharky doesn't have the easiest time, Nature's Prophet doesn't have the easiest time against a Sand King. However, I'm not sure you want a Brewmaster solo down here. It could pay off, I suppose. So we'll see if that's how they want to leave it. Illusion's going to do a little bit of damage to Ling as it pushes forward in the lane. All eyes out for First Blood. Net's able to go over here and drop a sentry, take out a ward from the Radiant team. A good look by him, and that leaves one ward remaining for the Radiant. Not exactly what they wanted to start the game off. And now Ken's going to come and put some autos on top of DSF, and they definitely can't trade autos as Ken does a good amount of damage, 5 more damage, as well as the huge damage coming out from the clap, and the potential to crit with Drunken Brawler, as well as potential to miss. So DSF going to pick up levels in Caustic Finale, though. That should offset most of the advantage that Ken has going on. This lane's going to push towards his tower, so he should be pretty safe to last hit for a couple moments here. He's going to put damage on DSF, make it harder for him to get that Caustic Finale off. That's going to be the really big deal for Ken to try and cope with. And now First Blood, I do miss it on the top lane as the engagement continues. Ling in here, going to get an Ice Path off on top of Shadow Demon, and Shadow Demon's going to be taken down as well. Now Awesome's going to put autos on top of Net. A TP is coming back as we do see Leshrac trying to make his way back into the mix. Also trying to finish off Net, but he's unable to do so. Venomous Gale comes out, and down goes the Chaos Knight. And now another Ice Path's going to catch off Leshrac. Is there anything to chain on top of it? Sharky putting down autos. Link coming in for some more autos, but another TP coming out, and they need 2 more attacks before they can take him out. In fact, Shadow Demon probably doing more damage than help there by going ahead and throwing the disruption on top of his teammate, but nothing to come of it. Now Net's going to go ahead and pull the small camp, and this is actually going to end up pushing the lane. Maybe not. It could. In fact, he's going to auto it, so this is going to push the lane a little bit. I'm not sure if that's his intention. I think he just wants to get some more experience on gold before going back to the base. And if that's the plan, then it's surely working. Oh, he's going to get the double. Excuse my ignorance. Far be it from me to question Net. And he's able to get the second pull, and that's going to take them out of here, and that will offset what I thought initially was going to push the lane. And now Ken picks up the bottle on his Brewmaster in the bottom. It's going to allow him to put a lot more harass damage on top of Sand King, who does pick up a bottle as well. So it's going to be a continuous back and forth battle between these two. Caustic Finale still level 1, decided not to level it any further. Looks like he hasn't been using too much mana to put damage on top of Ken. And Ken is just autoing him all day, and it's really putting a hurting on top of DSF. DSF going to pop off a salve now to try and heal up. Ken looking to see if he can get in range for a clap, but is unable to do so. And as such, will now be up against, once again, full health Sand King. And Sand King going to drop a stun on top of Ken. He's going to get the last hit on this creep as well. It does a fair amount of damage. Ken turns around, gets an auto off. And that could have been a bad look for DSF if Ken had a clap up, but I suppose DSF is pretty safe having that level 1 Sandstorm. There's not much Brewmaster can do about it. And now in the river, we're going to see Shadow Demon run into the Rubik. Rubik going to get slowed here. The jump over from Awa, and they're going to bring in Sharky to try and back him up. This could be a trade. Oh, and Awa's going to be in a lot of trouble after he takes down Rubik. He's going to go down as well. And now the Gale just narrowly misses on top of Shadow Demon as he's going uphill. And it's going to end up being a 1-for-1 trade. Both mid lane heroes dying there. Good movement by Venomancer and Nature's Prophet. Props to those heroes for getting out there and at least getting the Queen of Pain back. Once they saw that aggressive blink, you know she's low level, only level 5. It's only 1 level in blink this early on, and able to take full advantage of that with a longer cooldown. And now Queen of Pain's going to be able to bottle up a regen rune. This is going to be a nice thing for her. With a regen rune, Queen of Pain is able to pick up that ultimate at level 6. A lot of players pick it up at level 6 regardless, but it does make you a lot more comfortable in doing so, since you know you'll be able to compensate for the huge amount of mana that it's going to take away. And here it comes. She's going to be level 6 in a moment. Meanwhile, the top lane looks like it's about to burst. They're doing some pulling, taking down some creeps. Austin's going to charge off here on the side. He's going to run into these supports. He's going to throw down a Chaos Bolt. The Reality Rift first is going to throw Chaos Bolt. 3 seconds on Ling. Ling's going to be a lot of trouble. Split Earth comes in here. It's going to chain stun this even further. Nature's Prophet coming in from the side. He gets off a good ultimate. It does a lot of damage, and now from the backside, Shadow Demon has to disrupt himself to keep himself alive for a moment. Another auto will be enough to take down Awesome, but they're turning it around. Sharky dropping really low. And somehow, Shadow Demon living through all of it. Venomancer gets the kill on Chaos Knight. Now a buyback coming from Nature's Prophet. He's going to try and jump right in here. Ken makes his way in with the TP. Able to finish off 1. Able to finish off 2. Down goes Shadow Demon and down goes Leshrac. 2 kills for the Brewmaster. Level 8 now still has an ultimate available. AWOL going to get caught out on the river here. He gets hit by his own Scream that OE has stolen. OE also has to double damage. A Scream comes out. Response from AWOL, who pops off the regen rune. It's going to be an aggressive blink potentially here in 2 seconds. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and pinch him. Awesome is in the area. He's looking for the Reality Rift. It gets disrupted twice by the fog. And Rubik just narrowly making it out of there. That would have been painful. Queen of Pain with the Sonic Wave as well. Surely would have done enough damage to take down Rubik if he had gotten caught by the Chaos Knight there. And I was a little bit surprised that Queen of Pain didn't push for it a little bit more. I suppose since she didn't know where the rest of the heroes on the team were, it would have been risky. And now Ken staying with the top lane, pushing this forward. They're going to force the Radiant team to pop off the glyph. Awesome has made his way back up here. It looks like Shadow Demon forcing out Soul Catcher. It's going to go ahead and jump on top of Sharky, but Sharky not going to be too scared as they are able to back up easily and not force a fight. Ned is on the bottom lane alone now. He's matched up against a Sand King. A Sand King could kill him at will if he had enough mana. However, he is about 70 mana short of being able to combo a stun into an epi. So that will be the saving grace for Net for a moment until a couple levels pass and Sand King's able to mount that extra mana or purchase up something that will give him a little bit more. I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, he's just kind of letting Net hang around, get some experience, and maybe he should be a little bit more aggressive on him. At least stun him, put some hits on him. Don't let him get free experience down here. You don't want to relinquish experience, especially to a support hero that was pretty much matched up even with experience to your support heroes. And now he's going to find a little bit more of an opening on this bottom lane. Now the jump in fact, by Nature's Prophet is going to catch DSF in a bad place. He has enough mana to drop off both. Here comes the Epi on the back end of the stun. That's going to take 1 pulse, but he gets out of range right after, and nobody's going to drop. Down goes DSF. Oh, and a huge play there. Venomancer just narrowly escaping the range of the pulses from the epicenter and was able to survive. And now a rune bottled by Rubik, a haste rune in the middle lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Jakiro able to combine for a kill on Chaos Knight with Brewmaster, who had used his ultimate. The Primal split to get that one done. Shadow Demon going to stand strong in the lane, but he needs to be careful. This is far too far forward. The dual breath, the Clap's going to miss because of the disruption on himself, but this Ice Path will not miss. The Demonic Purge is on top of Ken, but that's only going to slow him down momentarily. He's going to try and TP out of here. With any luck, he'll be able to do so, but it looks like he can't dig himself further enough in. He's not even going to waste the goal with a TP. Down he goes, and a silly death on Shadow Demon. A misplay by Heng KY, and nothing more can be said of that other than the fact that it was just a bad play. Having no support in the lane coming forward that far as a support hero is risky decisions that are going to put his team further in a hole, as the kill lead is going to be 10-5 in advantage for MUFC. We see Sharky's going to be working towards that early mech, something we see pretty often on aggressive Nature's Prophets. Arcane Boots are already up on Jakiro. Ken is able to pick up Tread, something we don't see all too often on a Brewmaster, but he's making the most out of that right now. Net doing a good job. He's 1-1-7 on the Venomancer. OE has the haste rune bottled up and an item coming out to him. What will it be? It's going to be his Arcane Boots, actually. And now a little aggression under the tower. Ken coming in, a TP coming in as well. They're going to try and fight this. They put a tree trap down. DSF is going to be pushed out of it. Oh, he's able to get this stun on the back end of it, and Ice Path comes off. It's a good one to catch us too. Queen of Pain's made her way in though as well. And now the Fade Bolt from Rubik coming in. Hasted. He takes him down. He's going to clean house. DSF up in the air with the telekinesis. Another auto's going to do the job. Brewmaster finishes them off. And Rubik makes it a lopsided battle. 4 kills to none in favor of MUFC on the top lane. And MUFC are just outclassing Flash right now at the 10-minute mark in Game 2 of 2 in this G1 League game. I'm NYJohn. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying my YouTube channel. And Sharky is going to be very close to finishing off his mech as he picks up the buckler recipe. And things are just looking grim for Flash. They picked an early game aggressive team that are just not getting the most out of it. And I mean, Nature's Prophet, Sharky is just dominating them right now. 3-1-9. Awesome on the bottom lane again. Going to be baited into this aggression on top of him. Awesome's in a bad spot. Now the Fade Bolt and the Burrow Strike coming out from Moe. They toss up Hen KY into the air, and he is not long for this world as he drops as well. Now a Burrow Strike by DSF. He comes in the middle of him. He's going to pop off an epicenter, but Ling gets out of range, and he just speeds. Down goes the Sand King in the bottom lane yet again. Now Leshark's coming in, but he stands no chance. Demonic Purge on him. They're going to be able to finish him off as well, and things are out of control. MUFC, I wouldn't be surprised if Flash GG'd in a moment here, because this is getting out of reach for the Radiant team. We see over 5,000 gold and 5,000 experience, but I mean, it's just looking horrible. And you have to ask yourself, what are their mechanics that are going to let them back into this game? And they have a whole lot of damage in the middle of a team fight, but they're against a team that has a mech that could be anywhere, and it's out faster than they're ever going to dream of getting a mech at this stage. And now a dominating streak in the middle lane as Nature's Prophet comes in, is able to combine for another kill on Awesome. And Chaos Knight here that really needs to get that farm up early to get going. He only has boots as well as a Ring of Health, so that's not where you would want that hero to be. In fact, far from it. Now in the top lane, Ling thinking about going on AWOL again, and this just shows how far they're ahead. With Jakiro is pushing out this aggressive. Nature's Prophet, Sharky's going to come in and make them regret this. The Ice Path does catch off the Queen of Pain, but there's not enough damage to finish her off. In fact, the Macro Pyre is dropped down as well. Now KY is going to be stuck in a tree trap. She's going to pop off the Sonic Wave to finish off the Twin-Headed Dragon, but Sharky's able to finish off the Shadow Demon, and now a jump out by AY, and he's going to have to TP back to the base. And still a trade that's going to favor, and from here on out, trades are going to favor MUFC. The team in advantage will remain in advantage unless you perform a drastic accomplishment and are able to get really effective trades. For example, if Sharky had gone down in exchange for the Shadow Demon there, but trading Twin-Headed Dragon for Shadow Demon is not going to do anything for this. It's going to put those supports even further behind on the Radiant side. THG is sitting pretty on MUFC, and now they're coming together. Flash with a last-minute attempt to try and get down their first tower of the game. They go towards the middle lane in a grouped-up effort. A blink back is going to momentarily save Oe from an aggressive look. In fact, he has a blink dagger up. I was surprised for a moment there because I checked him and he had Demonic Purge still, but picking up that blink dagger, oh man, the amount of initiation going on for this team right now. Blink dagger available on Brewmaster as well. And everything, oh man, this is just a Flash. I'm surprised they haven't GG'd. I guess perhaps they know more than I do, but this one is looking poor. And now Telekinesis plus the Fade Bolt, an instant kill on Leshrac. Tower in the middle lane is going to drop down quickly as well. Diabolic Edict is stolen off from him, and it's going to be used to finish off their own tower. Down it goes, the third tower kill for MUFC of the game. Scream of Pain comes down to try and kill off some of the creeps and slow down this pushing effort, but it's not actually going to do all too much. And now AWA is going to get Telekinesis tossed up in the air. Does get hit by the Wrath of Nature as well. Then jump forward. It's too much damage. He can't withstand it. And Queen of Pain for the second game in a row is getting abused. She is being manhandled here. And now the tier 2 in the middle lane is going to go down 2, and they can methodically just push through this. Look at this. All these heroes are around full health. There is nothing the Radiant team can do. And we hear a Burrow Strike off in the distance. They're going to back off, but it certainly isn't out of fear. And we are going to fast forward, as I mentioned earlier. This is a replay cast from earlier today, so no need to sit through the pauses. Just going to fast forward through them. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, I'm NYJohn. You're on www.youtube.com/NYJohnTV. Be sure to comment, subscribe, do whatever you do on YouTube, and love me. And Sprout comes out on top of Awesome, and Awesome's going to be in trouble. He has to TP back to the base, and no one's here in time to interrupt him. So he's able to do so. And Brewmaster is now able to pick up an Ogre Club. He's 15 minutes into the game with a blink and working towards that early Aghanims. Not what you want to see if you are the Radiant team. And Rubik's going to bottle up an Invisarin as well. Jakiro sitting here with Dust. He's going to be working towards a pipe, it looks like. Excuse me, as I lost my words. Sharky picks up an ultimate orb. He's going to go ahead and TP out of here. In fact, he wants to be a little bit more safe. Ken going to run. AWOL is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He has another blink available. He's going to get out of here. Or will he? The Ice Path as well as the telekinesis. He drops really low in the blink forward to pursue from Oe as he steals a quad blink. And Demonic Purge, no Soul Catcher on top of him. And now Shadow Demon has to retreat, but the Sprout's going to catch him off. MLG pops off the Edict, and now the ultimate popped. The Primal Swing comes out from Brewmaster. He's going to try and finish everybody off. From the back end, we see an Epicenter come off from Sand King. It's not doing damage at all. Sharky's at half health, but he'll be able to live. DSF up into the area. Has no mana left. He does get enough back for a Burrow Strike, but he'll be taken down as he was revealed by Dust earlier. Macropyre is going to be dropped right under Awesome, as well as the Ice Path, and down he goes. A 5-man team wipe for none. MUFC rolling. And let's be honest, MUFC is a team that most of us know. This is kind of what was expected, but doing so in such a decisive fashion against a team that was set for a prominent early game is certainly an impressive feat. And it's hard to question the judgment of Flash. I think they're laning an aggressive tri-lane was a pretty good idea. Solo Sand King, he got good farm. You can't really victimize him or really say anything really negative about that. Their lane setup, I think they're just getting outplayed, to be honest. I mean, it could be just as simple as that. They're getting outplayed by MUFC, and this net worth chart is going to show us exactly what that means. As we see, net worth on every single player on MUFC is above every single player on Flash, and that does say a lot, because Queen of Pain has less farm than Venomancer, who has less farm than Jakiro. So it just goes to show how steep the hill is to try and climb back into this game. You have to get yourself more farm than their full support. More gold than their full support has before you can come close to matching any of the other heroes. And at this point, Nature's Prophet is almost double that of anybody. Anybody on the Radiant team, that is. And this is going to be a free Roche. Age is going to go to Jakiro. And he finishes up his pipe as well. So Jakiro finishing up a pipe inside of 20 minutes. And now he has an Aegis. This is something we've been seeing actually a little bit more often, putting it on Jakiro, because Ice Path is just so strong that being able to have that is very important, and he does get targeted for that reason as well. But 9-second cooldown and a 0.5-second delay, that essentially makes it an 8.5-second cooldown. Now Wicked Stick comes out for Nature's Prophet, who takes down Leshrac again. Thinks about coming in on the top lane. And Sand King is going down in the middle lane as well. I'm missing all these other kills, looking for love in all the wrong places. Disruption comes up on Sharky in the top lane. He's going to go ahead and throw a Sprout on top of KY, but he gets Ice Path down and be taken out anyway. And Rubik getting another kill. Let's check out our scoreboard. 9 for 1 for 18 on Sharky, and I was mentioning earlier he's having a fantastic game, but that probably is understating it. 9 for 1 for 18, a part of 27 out of 30 kills. It's just the way you need to play a Nature's Prophet is the way that Sharky is playing it. I mean, if you want to learn to play this hero, take notes. And now Leshrac going to be tossed into the middle and taking it down. And now Disruption stolen by Rubik is used upon Awesome, and Awesome's going to be in big trouble. They pop off the ultimate from Venomancer as well. Pipe is up, and they're dealing no damage. Ice Path comes out. DSF going to be caught in the middle of it. He pops off the dust and is able to finish off Sand King. And now Net is going to get hit by everything, and it's still not enough to take down a lowly Venomancer, who is able to finish off Chaos Knight. Prophet destroys the tower, and now Shadow Demon is going to drop to a Fade Bolt. Ling does drop, but he has the Aegis under him. AWA is going to be in the middle of the fray, and down he goes as well. Now the focus is going to be on the Raxes and finishing the game. And MUFC, in this one especially, I mean, they beat Flash pretty decisively in the last game, but this game, it made them look like they don't belong here. And it's rude Sure, but it's the truth. And let's speak the truth. They made it look like Flash has no part of being in the G1 League Dota 2. And perhaps I'm disrespecting them right now. I apologize. But call it as I see it. This middle racks is going to go down, and GG was already called. So congratulations to MUFC, who are going to end up being 2-0. That means they got 3 points out of this exchange, I believe. Scythe of Vice up on Nature's Prophet, 20 minutes and 30 seconds. That's when you know things are out of hand. Looks like all but 2 of the heroes on Flash have disconnected. I want to thank everyone who's watching on NYJohn. This is a replay cast of G1 League. MUFC versus Flash. Be sure to check out game 1 that I casted earlier. It should be under or above this on my YouTube channel, wherever it may be. And subscribe me here on YouTube if you liked the cast. Be sure to comment any criticism, be it harsh, be it kind. I'll take anything. The Sanking Ultimate comes off in the middle, and Net is still surviving. And he still lives. And the Sanking Ultimate now, Epicenter on top of MLG22. He's able to finish off Net just barely. Awa gonna look for a kill on the back of Oe here, and down he goes. But this game's over. Thank you for watching. Almost all the players have disconnected now. And I hope you enjoyed the cast, and see you next time. Be sure to check my channel for more videos. I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 daily for the time being. And see you next time.